Now we're walking to the center of the beach, and we're walking among the audience, and there is such a huge crowd, and we have more than 600 players of the dragon boat. And now let's go to the eye dotting ceremony. So you can see from where we are right now, and this is such a boisterous occasion, and it's a lot different from the traditional dragon boat matches we saw in the past. So we made it to the site before the eye dotting ceremony took place. And so in the morning we had 46 matches, and in the afternoon we're going to have the final match. And before the final match we're going to have this eye dotting ceremony, and we are waiting for some distinguished guests. So the best timing is at noon. Is there any consideration behind this? Yes, and traditionally we have several different eye dotting ceremonies, and but with the passage of time we just moved to this eye dotting ceremony in front of the final match. So today a lot of the media, they are reporting the Dragon Boat Festival, and so you all have known a little bit about the ceremonies, about the procedures, and about the matches. And can you give us an introduction of how this ceremony will be conducted? And it's just like adding a dot to the center of the eye, and to the tongue, and also to the horn of the dragon head, and also you need to put a red ribbon to the dragon head, and so we have put the red ribbon on the head in advance. And so traditionally when the dragon is about to set on the water, his eyes are dotted so that there is a lively dragon, and also we convey our messages to all the fishermen. And because in Hong Kong we have a lot of fishermen, and they have to be secured and with safety on the ocean. And so then after Chu and the patriotic poet who killed himself by jumping to the river, and we also attached some more elements to this ceremony to commemorate the famous poet. And each and every time we have some ceremony like this, and right now the distinguished guests, they are making a speech, and after the speech they are going to come down the stage and conduct the eye dotting ceremony. So you can hear how loud it is, and also the drummers, and they are yelling their slogans. So these matches, they have just completed a match. Is that right? No. They have been actually preparing for this match here for some hours, and so that they come here on site in advance, and they are more energized. And so we are now at Stanley of Hong Kong reporting this Dragon Boat Festival to you. But in Hong Kong, it's not just a Stanley, but all the other 18 districts, they have their own form of Dragon Boat Festival. And Dragon Boat matches are very popular in Hong Kong, and it is frequently held in Hong Kong. I think Hong Kong is the best place for Dragon Boat Festival, and as also for Dragon Boat matches. And in recent years, we have attracted the participation of countries such as Egypt and other African countries, and they also like Dragon Boat matches. And next week in Singapore, there will be another very important dragon boat matches, and we will also send our teams there. So we selected our program today in Stanley because Stanley has the largest, most fashionable, most trendy dragon boat matches, and we just told you that there's going to be a eye-dotting ceremony, but in Stanley the ceremony is kept and preserved in a most traditional manner. We have two different types of dragon boat activities. The first is dragon boat match, and this is kind of a sacrifice to the heavenly god. And we do this simply because we need peace and safety. And so you know a lot about the tradition in Hong Kong as well as in Macau. And this is like the Venice in Orient, in the east part of the world. And so in Stanley we have a lot of waterways. And according to Mr. Hao's introduction, that the dragon boat will travel to the temples and invite out the heavenly god, and the statue of the god will be placed on the boats and travel to different places to bring safety to all the fishermen. And you know, these villagers and fishermen, they live in this neighborhood, and we sail across the ocean, and we pray to Mazu goddess. And because the fishermen, they are frequently put in a dangerous situation when they fish on the ocean, so that's why they pray to goddess and god so that they can be blessed with safety. So Stanley today is filled with people, and since coming here this morning I have conducted a number of live broadcasting activities, and I have to shout out so that people can hear me and my interviewee can hear me. So why do you think this place is so popular? There are a couple of reasons. First, we enjoy a very ideal geological location. We have very beautiful beaches. So can we make way for them, because the players, they're gonna get on board the boats. The most important reason, I think, is that we have such a atmosphere which is quite different from other places. And another reason is that we are a place filled with also a lot of foreigners, and they have been living here for quite a long period of time, and they get accustomed to this tradition. And also we have a lot of fashion shows, so we have attracted a huge number of audience, and these fashion shows, they feature a very weird style and kind of dressing, and they're kind of like a carnival, and they have attracted a lot of foreigners. In the past, it was like this from a very long time ago, and now if you look across this beach, you can see a lot of players, a lot of boats, and we have very clean water. And this beach is also surrounded by a lot of mountains. And actually in Hong Kong you can find a lot of places like this, but this one is very special because it has well-preserved a tradition of celebrating these events, and it's not too windy here, and it's very good weather in this area, so that's why a lot of people come here each and every year. And according to the weather forecast yesterday, we were going to witness some wind today, but take a look, there is no wind. And so the players, the dragon boat paddlers, they like this kind of weather because this is the most ideal. And I was assuming that it may rain today, and look, there is no rain. And so we have such beautiful beaches, and Stanley is a place also attracting a lot of visitors who come here for their holidays. So in Stanley we have not just the locals, we also have visitors from overseas. So Stanley is a place famous both locally and also internationally. We have not just beautiful beaches, very clean ocean water, and on the other side of the beach we have snack street, we have many very interesting tourist destinations. And as you have mentioned that the dragon boat matches are becoming more and more professional, so this place is meeting the different demands of different types of tourists. And in our matches today, we also have invited international refugees. And let me introduce to you who is Mr. Ho. And Mr. Ho is not just a refugee, he is also a coach. He has been accredited as the international refuge. So if you interested, let's ask Mr. Ho, how can you become a good paddler of dragon boats? And later on, maybe you can give us more sharing about your profession. And now on the ocean, you can see that everybody is waiting for the distinguished guests. And we are going to initiate the ceremony. And look, this one is from New York. Where are you from? How about you? Where are you from? Say hello to us. What about this side? Say hello to our viewers. So that's my team. I have personally coached this team. So in our interviews today, we have found out that all the players, and they are very energized, and they keep a very high spirits. And no matter, when I interview any single person, they are gonna all come around and accept the interview together. So I feel that this Dragon Boat Festival, Dragon Boat match really is a teamwork. And now on the stage, we have some ceremony going on, and they are cutting the ribbon. And after the ribbon cutting ceremony, they are going to come down for the eye dotting ceremony. So we have Chinese as well as foreign guests who are here on the stage cutting the ribbons. And the players, they are very naughty, and they are pouring water to each other, and so they are transforming this Dragon Boat Festival into the water pouring festival in Yunnan province of China. So this is so interesting, and the final match is something we all look forward to. And in the morning, as we have mentioned, that we have 269 teams from Japan, United States, France, as well as China, and they have participated in the preliminary match, and those winning teams are only allowed to come to the final match, and they are all very strong and powerful. And after 1 day of activity, and their morale has come to the climax. So I feel very fortunate to be part of this activity. And this is also the place where I was born. So you used to be a PE teacher. Yes, I also teach English. And now I'm mainly teaching physical education. So Mr. Ho, a lot of the organizers of this activity, are they also locals here? I think half of them are also locals here, and the other half, I think they are friends of ours, and they take a very strong interest in this. They used to volunteer for this activity, and they have a stronger and greater interest in this, so they gradually became part of it. So now let's take a look at the eye dotting ceremony. So each guest will be in charge of one dragon head. Alright, now you see that the eye dotting ceremony is gonna be conducted with the distinguished guest coming down, and the gentleman right in front of us is the Consular General from Canada to Hong Kong. And we also have some international referees from Singapore, Australia, Japan, to name but a few. So this Dragon Boat match is not just part of the Dragon Boat Festival, and it's also becoming a modern sports event. Yes, in a sports field, only Dragon Boat match can be such powerful in uniting all the interests of many different parties, and because we are able to well preserve this tradition of Dragon Boat Festival through this match. Now let's take a look at this eye dotting ceremony. And right in front of us is Mr. Wang Jingtian. He is the chairman of Stanley Dragon Boat Association, and also we have Consular General from Canada to Hong Kong, and we also have the District Mayor of Hong Kong. So they are going to dot the center of the eyeball, the tongue, the horns of a dragon. And I see that on the dragon head, we already have a lot of green leaves and branches inserted on it. And traditionally, they are going to dip the water of the river or the ocean and then put it on the head of the dragon. And so now you see two foreign guests. They are dotting the eyes and tongues and horns of the dragon head. And now look, they are attaching a red ribbon to the head of the dragon. One of them is an international referee of the Dragon Boat match, and the other is a representative of the Dragon Boat Association. So they are very lucky to be here for the eye dotting ceremony. Yes, it's a privilege for them. So you can see that not all the matches, not all the teams, they can make it to this round. And so who selected this? Who selected these teams? Well, they have gone through 2 rounds of preliminary matches, and they are the winners, so they could make it to this final part of the match. So we hope that they can become winners in a match to be conducted later. So now let's take a look at what is happening in the ocean. So this is the dock, and from here we can take the boat to the other side of the ocean. So today we have a huge amount of audience as well as players, so we managed to go through the crowd, and we are now on a floating bridge. So from this angle, you can feel how enthusiastic all the players and audience are. So is it like this every year? Yes. And some may think this is too crazy, but it's really taking place. And last year we had 160 teams, and this year we had 260 teams. So as we have mentioned earlier, that in the morning a total of 269 teams participated, and so they are getting ready for the set-outs. And now you can follow our camera, you can see that some of the teams, they are getting ready, and a lot of the teams, they know what the procedure is like, and they know what is the tradition, and so they are going to sail a little bit to the center of the ocean, and they're going to pay their tribute to the ocean god. And so this tradition is not just known to the Chinese players, but also to foreign players. When I was serving as the organizer a couple of years ago, I would give them command for them to do this. So we have such a huge crowd today. Sorry. And just now we just had a media offline, and just now Mr. Ho told us that the etiquette of the dragon boats, and after the eye-dotting ceremony, some of the dragon boat, they're gonna do something, and so they're gonna roll backward and then forward for 3 times. To do what? This is basically to pay tribute to the audience and also to the river god as well as ocean god. And because we have so many people and boats and players here, and it's such an arduous task for the organizers. Now let's get on the boat. And our standing on the floating bridge is kind of an impact to the organizers, so we just step on this boat. So this boat is very big, so we are very lucky, and we kind of avoided the crowd, and now we are on the small boat prepared to us by the organizer. And where are we sailing to? We're sailing to the starting port. And actually, when you are on the ocean floor, you don't feel that noisy, and I truly feel that then I cannot agree more with you that Stanley is a very precious land. Yes, because yesterday we had very negative weather forecast, and today you can see that the ocean is very flat and the weather is very clean. So we have been organizing this event for more than 50 years, and we have cancelled no one single match. So did you hear that correctly? For 51 years, there is not even one cancellation. And for the worst scenario, we just take out one team and we continued with the match. And you told us that you are a judge, an international referee, an international coach. So I feel that this is not just a Chinese dragon boat match, and there is a lot of foreign elements adding to this event. So why would so many players come to this place? There are a couple of reasons. Number one, it's very easy to learn. And second, most importantly, this is a demonstration for team spirit, for teamwork, because on one boat you have 20 people. You have 20 players, and you have to forget yourself and remember ourselves. So we have CEOs, we have senior managers of companies, and the amateur players, and they come together on a boat and they practice teamwork, and on that boat they work together to strive for victory. And this is the game without any border, without any race or skin color. So this is a match originated from China. It's carrying a lot of Chinese culture, but it's also carrying a lot of sportsmanship, which is well in line with the modern sportsmanship, the team spirit that everybody is advocating. So now we can take a look at these very interesting boats. We have a lot of yachts beside our match activity. And what are these people doing there? Because they feel that it's very crowded on the beach, so that they just rented a yacht and take the yacht as their own, like audience seats. And so we have a lot of fans who are shouting for their own teams that they support, and a lot of the Dragon Boat team, they are from certain companies or they are sponsored by companies, and so that's why their companies, they all come here to cheer for their success. So this is a very positive cycle, and we are attracting a larger audience. So these are my friends. Where are you from? We're from Hong Kong. We're from Hong Kong. Do you like dragon boats? We love it. Why? It's so funny. Do you like it? Yes. Can we win? Yes. Great. So have you finished your match? No, we are going to go to the final match later. Great. Wish you success. Wish you good luck. Thank you. We are from CGTN. We have to advertise for ourselves. We are from China Central Television. So here, this team is from South Korea, and they have actually been living in Hong Kong for quite a number of years. Let's say hello to them. Hi. You can speak Chinese? Oh, great.
Do you like Hong Kong? Do you know it's the Dragon Boat Festival in China? Over 10 years.
they say they have been living here for 10 years, and their team has been existing for 10 years. It's great.
在那个大的游艇上面，祝你们今天好运。Good luck, enjoy.
Wish you good luck today.
好。
And that team is from Europe.
这边是香港的队伍是吗？
So here we have another team from Hong Kong. Let's say hello to them.
很多都是朋友，所以我发现其实
And they are my friends. A lot of them are my friends. So we see a lot of the teams here, they truly regard Dragon Boat match as a modern sports. Hello. We will definitely win. So why do you like Dragon Boat match? Why do you like Dragon Boat Festival? Do you practice together? Yes, we are always together. How many hours have you trained? We have been together for more than 3 months. Why do you like Dragon Boat match? So, why do we like Dragon Boat match? It's funny and we can win. It's an exercise for teamwork. All right, thank you very much. Goodbye. So it's a special interview. We are on different boats and we are in one interview. So it's a very great experience. And now we are off from the beach and we are a little bit quiet and we can have a close look at those players. And you can see that Mr. Ho is not just our guest of the interview, and he's also controlling everything with walkie and talkie, and so he is communicating with all the referees, and he's well coordinating the efforts of different teams. You can see that a lot of the drummers at the front of the Dragon Boat, they are actually females. And each team is shouting out their slogan. So now they are about to start the final match. So I'm a little bit disoriented after boating a little well on the ocean, and you can see how well organized they are, and they are well positioned for a quick start, and so let's get out of their way immediately. So the drummer, they must be ready in the first place, because they are making the match easier because they can give rhythm to all the players. So this is the match by the students teams, so they are not that professional, they're not that superb. So Mr. Ho is of the view that the students, they don't play that well, and so they have only trained themselves for 3 or 4 times, and now they are here at the match. And so this month is a very difficult one for them. And so this is a very special interview today, and we talked to the we talk to different teams, and we are on different boats, and when we are marching head by head with them, and we can feel very strongly their passion, their speed, and how everybody is dedicating to this match, and how everybody is trying their very best to march forward. And you can see that the two leaders at the front, and they must have gone through a lot of trainings and a lot of practice, and you can feel the power that they generate, and you can also observe this and tell how much practice they have put into. So God help those who help themselves, and as long as you are hardworking and diligent, and you will succeed. And this is a law that applies to everything. So this is a large-scale match, and the students, they are very dedicated, and all these students, they are free to be part of this match, and they don't have to pay for anything. And so this Dragon Boat Festival and Dragon Boat match, they go hand in hand, and they take place each year on Dragon Boat Festival, and so some of the teams, they only have trained for like 2 or 3 times, and if they are students, it's quite likely that they are participating in this match for the first time. And now we can see that all the teams, they have soaring to the finishing line. Earlier in the morning, our camera staged some very interesting things, and we have a aerial view, and we saw that there are a lot of people, and now we're gonna play that clip to you again. So as long as you work hard, and you will get your efforts paid off. And so Mr. Ho has been emphasizing this law, and he must feel very strongly about this. So this talk is for the audience to take a closer look of the match. So we have a lot of players, a lot of audience, and in particular a lot of the young people. And on the side we also see some audience with a very spectacular costume and dressing styles, and so they are combining different elements together. And as we know that Stanley is a place for very spectacular fashion show, and they just combine different elements together to well demonstrate the very good vitality that Stanley has. So this is not just a dragon boat match, this is also a fashion show. And this stock is especially for those fashion show attendees or contestants. And we used this stock to serve as the referee table. And so this is part of your organizing efforts, and you set up this floating bridge and this floating dock, and you must have spent a lot of time. And I think this is the largest floating bridge in Hong Kong, and you can take a look at how large it is. And so it is fair to say that you are very good at organizing, and you have a lot of experience organizing different activities. Yes, we do, and it's a very moving story. And traditionally, in the past, we don't know anything, and now we have become experts. So how many years have you been organizing such big international activities? I myself, I have participated in these activities for 24 years, and at the very beginning they invited me to serve as secretary. I just completed my education from Britain, and they invited me to serve as referee, and I thought to become a good referee you have to become a good player. So that's why I devoted myself to training, and so you truly have taking all the steps and to completed this whole journey. I think I'm very touched and overwhelmed by all the help extended to me by my good friends. So today we are following Mr. Ho's steps, and he gave us a very comprehensive introduction about the beach, about the lounge, about the lounge room, and also about the match site. And so we're very lucky today. So we can feel very strongly today that the dragon boat match, although originated from China, but what is being presented here today is very modern. And you also talked about referees and judges, and you said that all the referees are invited from a global stage. Yes. So these are the volunteers, and the scoring the performance of different teams. And we have a lot of volunteers, and we also have very professional scoring teams. So they are volunteers, they're not students. Hi. Hello. So you are volunteers here. So are you students? Yes. Are you locals here, or are you traveling from somewhere else? We are from local Hong Kong. So in your impression, how do you like this dragon boat match? I think it's very interesting activity. And about Dragon Boat Festival or Dragon Boat match, do you know a lot? So when was your first encounter with Dragon Boat match? Oh, this is my first time actually. So how do you like it? I think it's very interesting. We got a very strong atmosphere. So she is a little bit shy, and she's a very young student. So are you studying at high school? Next year I will become a high school student. So you just graduated from middle school. So do you know something about Dragon Boat Festival? Yes, I heard of this festival from my classmates. And can share with us your understanding about this festival? And I know how this festival was originated. I know what are the customs that we have to practice. And I got to know how different places in Hong Kong we are celebrating this festival. So do you like traditional Chinese culture? Of course, I like it. And what is your feeling about today's events? I think we had a very good atmosphere and everybody is engaged. So it's a team spirit, right? Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. You have worked very hard for this. So I see on the other side we have a carnival, and you can follow our camera, and you will see on a stage there are the female dancers. They are presenting this carnival performance. Well, they have actually completed the performance, and they perform before 3:30, and then they decide who is wearing the best dress. So you can see those colorful costumes and dresses, and now we see more people coming up to the stage. So sorry we cannot see that very clearly, and I think our viewers, they can feel the atmosphere from a distance. So do you also have websites or some official platform where we can see for detailed video and pictures of each activity? Yes, you can access the official websites of Stanley Dragon Boat match and get to know the video and pictures of the activity. So in Hong Kong, Dragon Boat Festival is very well preserved, and today in other more than 10 districts of Hong Kong, they have other Dragon Boat matches. And so I want to ask you, Mr. Ho, so Dragon Boat match in Hong Kong is very popular, and if in case one day in the future we want to, is that likely that this can become part of the Olympic match items? Actually, we have been fighting for this for quite a number of years, and this has been included in the Asian Games and also Southeast Asian and beach games. So today we also discussed this possibility with others, and we very much want to see this also on a stage of International Olympic Games. And you are a professional in this, and what do you think are the difficulties, or what do you think are the hurdles that we need to go through? A lot of people are working very hard, and this also includes the China National Administration of Sports, and you as the China Central Television, you can play a very important role, and you can help spread these sports, and maybe we can organize a World Cup. You know, right now we are organizing a World Cup, and 16 best teams from all around the world, they are participating in the World Cup, and this is a very good opportunity. And you can take this opportunity and spread the information to a wider audience, and also you can step up your relationship with the International Olympic Committee, and you can work closely with IOC and to meet their satisfaction. So which means that we can set up a lot of standards. Yes, and we are falling behind in terms of standards. And I understand that for the other items, they have very complete and comprehensive set of standards. So this is one of the referee tables, and we have a lot of volunteers, and I think in the future the most professional people, they should be sitting here. And on the ocean right now, a lot of the teams, they are fighting very hard for their team, for the victory. And on the beaches we see a lot of audience, they are very much interested in this. You can take a look at this screen. So this activity is advocating the traditional Chinese culture, and also it's very much in line with the modern sportsmanship. And maybe in the future we can find the Chinese dragon boat match on the Olympic arena. And in China, I think we have a lot of platforms which are actually elevating the sportsmanship of China to a higher level. And so this is another round of teams and soaring to the finishing line. And the red line you saw right in front of us is the finishing line. So Mr. Ho has taken us on a tour. Let's move forward. So Mr. Ho has taken us on a tour in this area, in different areas. And right behind us we have the ocean, on top of which we have a lot of teams, and we also have a lot of teams who have brought their yachts, and on the other side we have a huge number of audience, and we also have a lot of cheerleading teams. We have the referees on this platform, and we also have a lot of very excellent organizers like Mr. Ho, and you have jointly presented us a very excellent Stanley International Dragon Boat match, and we are very willing to be part of it and to play our role to spread the good news of the Dragon Boat match. And we know in Hong Kong today there are a lot of Dragon Boat matches, and we are very happy to see how a traditional Chinese festival is favored by such a huge number of people all across the world. And I hope that next year we can have another chance to come back again. And if our viewers are interested, let me add at the very end that the Dragon Boat match can also be a good format, good way of workouts, and you can practice this, and you can build your body, and you can become healthier and stronger. So dear viewers, and this is the end of today's